स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. To be able to realize God, one must practice absolute continence. Sages like Shukadeva are examples of Urdhvaretas. Their chastity was absolutely unbroken. There is another class who previously had discharges of semen, but who later on have controlled them. A man controlling seminal fluid for 12 years develops a special power. He grows a new inner nerve called nerve of memory. Through that nerve, he remembers all, he understands all. It's called Medha Nadi. Continence is absolutely necessary for realizing God. Now, householder has his own duties to perform. One of the important drives of nature, self-preservation and preservation of species. We discussed it in the last class. Each living being has to protect itself, preserve himself. Sustenance, search for the food material, earning, whatever he has to do for living, he has to do. He has to protect from all the external affluences that is going to affect him. Be free from all problems that are, he has to face certain things he has to avoid and keep walking. Now, the self-preservation is all right. Preservation of species is a law of nature. And look at the plant before it dies, throws thousands of seeds. Now, when a plant is full of fruits, we don't understand it is pregnant. It is now pollination is over, the fruit has come. There we see it's a law of nature before the tree dies, so that vegetation remains. Every species in the universe, nature wants to preserve that species. So it is a drive of nature, it is a natural drive, and nature's forces cannot be opposed or suppressed. But you can transcend and go beyond. This transcendence is done to certain extent self-control, to certain extent invoking the divine and awakening the spiritual awareness within us. I am not body, I am spirit. Mano buddhyankara chittani naham, shivoham shivoham. De-identifying oneself from the bodily existence and again re-insisting that I am Atman, Paripurna, I don't lack anything, I am bliss absolute, I am peace absolute, I am eternally free. This purity of the Atman has to be slowly brought down to the bodily level. Now, the control of sex drive without suppression is called transmutation. It is transmuted, the energy is transmuted. How What is the difference between suppression and transmutation? Here, viveka is used, love is used. Lovingly, I ask my senses and mind, you want eternal bliss or momentary pleasure? We again compare the sainthood life given to Lord's worship and all that, and service of the world, and selfish little with small objects of enjoyment, living a lowly life in this world. A vast life of sacrifice, universal love. Just to imagine the freedom you get if you are not yielding or bound to or attached to enjoyments. It's a freedom. All these things, viveka. What are the pros and cons in either side? Deep inside, we are divine. These are the external layers up to body. Once the spiritual awakening is over, you can throw the body in any condition. It can do anything. It doesn't matter. Because it is just like as much separate from the body after spiritual awakening as you are in sleep. It is just like you are wearing clothes. Clothes you are wearing, you never go move without clothes. But you never identify with the clothes as myself. Like that, he never has an existence independent of body, but he doesn't identify himself with body. Just like anesthesia is given. So much separate from body, has an independent with spiritual awakening. But till spiritual awakening, he has to take care of the body and see that he is still body. However he may think, I am an Atman, I am not body, the body instead. But once the spiritual awakening is there within, then alone we separate. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. When this dhi prachodana happens, he sees his body is just a separate thing, as much as yours in sleep. But mind will remain, I am body will go away. Just like my child. How much attachment, how much care, how much. I am not that child. I have nothing to do with the child. But mindness there, my child. So many children are there. But only I have given birth and I feel my child. That my will remain on the body. Anything happens to the body, he weeps. Not because it has happened to him, to his body. Later on, after entering into still deeper Anandamaya Kosha, even that mindness will go away with the physical body, and it transcends the subtle body also, Sukshma Sharira. It will be witness of the waking and dream state. Like that, one by one we are traveling. Now, to detach from sex is not bad. But if you want God, you cannot, with body as yourself, you cannot attain. Your body, you can see this world alone. As long as your body, you can see only this external world, nothing more. You can see other bodies. But after spiritual awakening, I am body will go away, you will no more see the bodies of others. Bodies look like bulbs, lighted bulbs. Bulb is there, but lighted. You will see all Chaitanya filled, because you are that. So, this, with yourself as body, you cannot realize God. If you have that ecstatic love of God, God may present Himself before you in material bodily form. Then you can experience Him. Otherwise, but ecstatic state of love of God again demands you are not body. So this understanding, how to detach myself from body. So the main thing, everything, all austerities we do is not for torturing body, mortification of body, self-control, sexual purity, all these are just to detach yourself body. Let it be a vehicle to go towards divine. You cannot discard it. I cannot leave the body. I have to be in the body because karmic load is still there. But be independent of it. So what realizes God is my inner self, independent of the external body. Once my body awareness goes, I will be doing real worship because I am mind and intellect and senses, no external body. It is like a Manasa Puja. Still deeper when I go. I go still deeper and my identity changes. Spiritual awakening is there. I directly see God face to face in the form that I have been expecting God to present. So I go inside beyond the body and see, because I am there beyond the body, beyond the mind. Only intellect is there, pure intellect charged with awareness of divine. It is totally divinized. I am the divine now. Being divine, I can see the divine. I can interact, I can speak, I can play. With bodily I can't. Body has limitations to see the external world alone. So this lot of difference it creates. Just to here sex is not suppressed. Important, the suppression, repression is not there. It is joyful journey. I don't want this because I want that. The moment a person gets a higher job elsewhere, immediately he resigns and goes there. He is not hating this or denying or anything. Joyfully he leaves and goes because there is a higher remuneration, higher opportunities, higher opening. Just like I am leaving a lower step and climbing a next step. Lower step, to climb each step, you have to renounce the lower step. To go to the higher levels of consciousness, you have to detach yourself from body. What about the householders? Householders, they got married, they have to have children because it is law of nature. Exclusively, if the husband and wife interact just to get child and no more, not for enjoyments, keeping their mind, heart and soul on God, it is considered as brahmacharya. Because it is not wasted, it is not spent in enjoyment, but it is offered in a sacrifice. Householder has one of the duties is to beget children. Thakur says after 1 or 2 child, husband and wife must live like brothers and sisters. Like brother and sister, they will live. Each will love, just like we love our sister. Slowly the awareness to try to look upon a woman as woman drops off. Because of the ideal you are living for and the goal you have to reach. If your goal is not realization, any amount of morality doesn't have much things to give you. We are observing absolute perfect morality and perfect continence just for realizing God. So a householder getting a child and having intercourse with his wife without mind on the enjoyment is considered as a yajna. He is offering the fire, a ahuti in a yajna. He is considered as pure as he has not indulged. Consciousness must be in heart or higher levels. Just a body is given to nature, and then all the preparation is done for months together, calling on God, praying to God to permit so that my spiritual life doesn't get harmed. Realizing God, realizing you is my whole purpose of life. You have to take the whole family. So the children born, you can imagine, the evolved souls are born to such parents. If your consciousness is at heart, the last stages of realization, last steps, the souls which have to reach from childhood, they have the dispassion for the world, passionate attachment for God. Such children are born. They have done lot of sadhanas in previous life. When your consciousness is set at the feet of God and you have got a child, and it should not have had concessions or no compromises. It should not become a samskara also. But it is an offering to God. So that is considered as much as he has not indulged at all. It is considered householder's brahmacharya, exclusively for begetting children. He is permitted. Otherwise, Shastras also do not permit. You see, why I am discussing this point so openly is Toynbee, Arnold Toynbee, a greatest historian. He passed away in 1975. He has studied, going to each place, living for decades there. He has studied and analyzed and studied deeply 21 civilizations that have passed. And all the civilizations that got destroyed, new civilization coming up, only because of this loss of self-control. It was not because of wars, it was not because of diseases, but yielding to the enjoyments of bodily enjoyments, especially sex. He clearly mentions there, because of lack of continence, the civilization got destroyed. So all this, everywhere he says, lack of morality is the first grip, first fall of the foundation stone. Morality is what sustains a civilization, not only individual. It sustains me, it gives me lot of strength, courage and purity and closeness to God and expansion of my consciousness and mind, my eternal freedom. Everything is stored in that morality, not to harm others and be harmed by anyone. I may be the cause of my own harm or others. It should not happen. Then it is morality. Morality in ethics. Ethics is I am not going to do harm to others. Morality is my actions will not harm me. So this morality is given so much importance. He gives every civilization that has got destroyed is only because of moral fall, not conquest of the other people or any diseases, nothing. This is only immediately it weakens. Individual, family, society. In a family, if people are immoral, can you accept peace or this one? Fall has begun. In business, morality. The morality is lost in business. Every individual in the house that are eating that food will be corrupted. Mind will be corrupted. Similarly, a society, a nation, a humanity, when civilization, when immorality enters civilization, that falls off. Yadav Kula, Mahabharata Yuddha, you can see in Mahabharata Yuddha there were 4 million warriors, 18 days war, only 11 survived. All were. So that this all dharmic, all righteousness, legitimacy, enjoyments are permitted. Immorality, if you use anything of this world for your personal enjoyment, it is considered as enjoyment, physical sense pleasures. If it is utilized, it is considered as immoral, adharma. You can use it in a right way. Someone tells Holy Mother, after all we are householders, where is God realization? Mother says, why? Call on God and realize we are householders, begetting children, this, that and all. We are dipped in kama, krodha. Mother says, they are nature's forces. They are meant for fulfillment of certain things in nature. You cannot avoid them. You have to, but you can transcend them. Give up the desires. Their mother says they are forces of nature, they have a purpose. Purpose in nature. Why there is kama, krodha, lust, greed, anger and all that? It has a purpose to fulfill. Kama has its own purpose to fulfill. Finish. As a householder, get 1 or 2 children. Being just a witness and offer it to the nature. Bring them up, make them good citizens, good sadhakas, good devotees, and place them in the world. Wash off your hands. And in and through all that small activities, let your longing for God, spiritual practices, and each thing go on compensating, increasing your spiritual practices. How clearly she says it is a purpose, you can use only for that purpose. Don't misuse it. It will not harm you. How beautifully Mother presents that. Kama, krodha, don't go on complaining. They are forces of nature. They are powers of nature, of preservation. It has a purpose. Use that only for that purpose. No more, nothing more. So, householder's life, don't think it is different from sannyasi's life. Immediately, he is considered having a child with awareness of divine, is considered as a brahmacharya in the life of householder. And here it has to be stopped immediately. There was a devotee in Bangalore. They used to stay in US. Once Swananji Maharaj was taking lecture, and he's told, wherever you are, stop there. Somebody said, we are householders. What if you are householders? Stop it everywhere. You have not married, don't marry. If you are married, stop there. If you have one child, stop there. If you have two children, stop there. If you have 5 children, stop there. No more. If your aim is realization of God, offer yourself to divine. Don't worry about the past. It will never be considered. So wherever, immediately, they had already a child itself born in US. Immediately they accepted. They said, from today we will live like brother and sister. They took the oath of living a pure life of dedication for spiritual attainments. No, they are no more. But look at the enough is enough. So this has to and internalize. A householder has to internalize how to see every woman as a divine mother, every man as a manifestation of Narayana, the all-pervading consciousness, Chaitanya, Sarva-Vyapi, Chaitanya, Swarupa. So these 2 important things we have to remember is, in householder, the sannyasa is internalized. Beyond body, try to remain within yourself beyond body. With body you work in the world. And be aware of your divinity, purity, everything within you. Love all, serve all with great love. And what a joyful life it would be if it is not given to sense pleasures. It is you open up, you are free, heart is free from guilt. So, even rightful enjoyments, legitimate enjoyments create guilt in a genuine person. Even if a bad person does a bad act, guilt will be there. Anything done against the laws of nature, I am divine, that we have forgotten, but it wants to express, that forms the guilt. Conscience is there, it forms guilt. That guilt is going to eat them and be an obstruction in the path of evolution. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.